I've been so focused on growing, getting to the new office, adding the new doctor, and getting the machine rolling that I lost the temperature of my. All right, my friends, the Ultimate OD podcast. Very eye opening episode for you to see into my world that I'm in right now, the challenges I'm facing as a leader, as an office trying to grow, how I've analyzed the problem, where I'm at, and then a precursor to the steps I'm going to take to make the problem better. Okay? You can apply this episode to any area of your practice, but listen to where I'm at. This is an episode that will make your office better. And if you hear it now, you may not be at the point where you're ready to make a move, right? But I swear, when you are ready to go to the next level, this is the episode you need to listen to. This is the Ultimate OD Podcast. Here we go. All right, my friends, the Ultimate OD Podcast. I'm trying to give you guys more. I'm trying to turn up the intensity, try to give you better podcasts, better things to think about, work on, and improve your practices. Honestly, you guys know when I talk about things on the podcast is because there's things that apply directly to my office. Okay? This is like a journal that I give that's documenting my journey through this optometric life I live. Okay? Two things I came across this past week, and I apologize if I'm squinting on the YouTube channel or whatnot. The sun is setting and literally pounding me right in the eyes. Like daggers, photons, it's attacking the cornea. Okay? So I'm a gamer. I'm gonna work through this. And if you're just audio version only, know that I'm giving you all I got. Okay? But the video version may be a B look for me today. But that being said, something I ran across that two things that I'm going to kind of put out there, and then we'll go to the next level. All right. The first one is if you repeated the last 2 weeks of your work life for the next year, would you be closer to or further from your goals? Okay. Now, that I read, and then I came across this one that is even better at describing what I'm getting at. If someone watched you for a week, would they believe you're serious about your goals? Will they see discipline, effort, and consistency, or will they see distractions, procrastination, waste of time? You don't have to tell people what you want. How you spend your days already does. Oof. Just reality check for me right there, right? Like, what am I doing? What am I working on? Am I just trying to get time off? I want to be out of the office. Well, that leads me to what's consumed me for the past, probably a month now. And it's all I've been really thinking about and working on. It's my goal for the next 6 months. I know when I go to P3, there's always times that I want to have something I'm working for to show the group. Essentially, before I went to the P3 conference, remember I was gone for 11 days, spring break, etc. It was brought to my attention that my optical department, my optical team, I have 3 opticians and a manager of the opticians, and I was about to lose the whole department. Like literally, not the manager, but the opticians they're just not a great environment, right? So I'm like, let's figure this out. So I sat down with the opticians, I sat down there, I'm like, let's go, and I'm like mediating this. And I take all the blame. Okay? It got to this point because I have allowed a crappy culture to manifest in my office. Okay? I have my core values. I have them written out, what they mean. But without good leadership, they mean nothing. They're words on paper. Okay? And I've been so focused on growing, getting to the new office, adding the new doctor, and getting the machine rolling that I lost the temperature of my office. I didn't know the culture that was being manifested and what was going on. I had the core values, I had everything by the book in there. But what I lacked was true leadership of people that believed in the mission, right? And I realized that my mission wasn't as well defined as I would like it. Okay, so I'm a big fan of EOS, the entrepreneurial operating system. And when you're going through, you find your, I believe like your niche, uh, whatever. But what is it that you love to do, and then how do you apply that to what you do? It's core, your mission, and then your core focus, something like that, right? And I mean, I've went through the process. I've honed it out. And again, when you do it, you need a leadership team. My leadership team is more of, I just promoted the people that were the best in the office and made it grow, right? And we're doing well. We're doing fine. But this is where it came to a head for me. Now that I have a team and we're working well, we were treating patients amazingly. Amazing patient care. But when it came to the inter-office relationships, when you have leaders that don't understand leadership, that have never led before, it can be a lot of, I don't want to say power struggles. It's just some people don't care and have empathy in the sense that the old saying, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. If they don't truly believe that, I don't think you're going to be a good leader. And not having the empathy to understand that not everyone's going to do the task to your level. Also, understanding that if expectations have not been laid out for a role, it's hard to hold them to the standard that they don't know exists. Okay? So I gathered all of that, and then I left for 11 days. I'm like, oh man, can we just keep the fort together? Right? And came back with new vigor, new energy, new focus. Right? And there's this recession thing that's in the air. There's this battle that I'm fighting with, realizing that my leadership team is not the best choice to lead my office. Not that they can't have a leadership role, but they can't lead people, right? The way I want it to be done. Now, that's the caveat. If I was fine with it being a certain level, okay. So I took over a lot of stuff. And what I've really been focusing on is my culture. And you'll hear that culture eats strategy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week, right? Like culture is the key. And with all the uncertainty, all these things going on, I feel I can create a better culture. We have the foundation. We just need someone to implement it, an integrator of sorts, right? And thankfully, I had a person on my team that I brought her aside. I'm like, she's been with me for like a decade, and just circumstances didn't allow her to be in that role of leadership at the time. I'm like, hey, it's time. Are you ready to make that leap? And it wasn't easy because I still want to keep, I believe in my managers that I have. I just think that I had the right people in the wrong seats. Okay. So to create the culture I want, to create the office environment I want, I had to go and set up my organizational chart and say, this is how we need to set things up. I also had to get the managers that were in the roles they were to understand that me switching their roles isn't a demotion per se. It's just these are not where you're best suited. And to their credit, they took that well. When I explained this is not your passion, you don't like managing people, let's put you where your skills are most utilized. They've taken it well to an extent, right? Now here's the thing when rubber meets the road. You can have these conversations, you can put it out there, but there's going to be change. Your roles are going to be different. How you're looked at in the office is going to change a little bit. And that's where you have to see if there's an ego, right? Do they like the role? Do they like the idea of where they're at? Or do they want to be in a position that is best suited for their skills and abilities and will honestly make them happiest? And that's been the honing out process, right? What I will tell you is I I believe I am a very good culture builder. I've taken myself, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped seeing patients. I've cut back on Thursdays to stop seeing patients. Thursdays and Fridays, I don't see patients. We only work 9 to noon on Fridays, but I'm not seeing patients there. Tuesdays, I'm done seeing patients at 3:30. I'm meeting with my managers, my leadership team, one-on-ones. Thursdays, I am right now meeting with all staff. Like we're getting back to square one, clean slate, helping the new integrator, if you will, the culture manager, the person that's going to integrate our culture and helping her, showing her, guiding her how to lead, right? I have been meeting like crazy, and any opportunity I get to emphasize our core values, I've taken. When we had the office meeting, I went over our culture, what it means, what my expectations are. And honestly, the next 3 meetings are going to be highlighting our culture. I'm implementing things. Stay tuned. I will share them with you to build a better culture. All right. Now, here's how fanatical I am right now with this. I am 100% prepared for everyone in the office to be gone if they don't believe in our values. Okay. And I don't think that's going to happen, right? I can tell you right now, I know one, two, I think half the staff, half, I am all in on that they're in, right? They just need some guidance and we got this. Okay. There's a few question marks out there. And one of our core values uh, is care. And I have it right now as being passionate about patient care. And then I outline like 3 bullet points on that. Well, here's the thing. Every single person bought in. 100% were passionate about patient care. But that's where the dysfunction lay. That's where the dysfunction is. Dysfunction. That's where the dysfunction is. Because I took that as if you're passionate about patient care, we're good to go. And it's care, and now it's going to be a genuine care for people, right? Just in general, you care about people. I look at my 2 best employees that I ever had, and they genuinely are people that are giving, they're concerned, they will invest. Like if someone's going through something, you can see that they're literally affected by it, right? I want to work with those people. Okay. The other values that we have, the other one that would be something that is related that I think we're struggling on is our team. Together, everyone achieves more. It's more than a minimum mentality. Where am I needed? That's where I'll be. And caring about each other and team. Those 2 things I'm going to beat to death. And it's not patience. It's, do you care about the people next to you? Are you taking care of your teammates? And that's going to build the culture that I want. That's going to build the environment. Now, here's the issue that I'm already struggling with is if that's the environment that I want, if I want to scale, which I do and have more doors, my biggest concern is how do I create that? And as I go through, I'm realizing it's just I haven't found an integrator, someone that really believes in the mission. I found good pieces that can help run operations, that can pick out frames and know how the optical goes. But leaders are few and far between. Leaders of people. And I've said this to the managers more than I can recount is that I don't care if you're the best, but can you get the most out of your people? That's what I value. And that's where they fell short. They were the best, but getting more out of their people was not happening, right? Not that they can't have that, but I was forcing this upon them, right? It wasn't a natural progression. And they, to their credit, it did grow and advance, but I literally, because you're the best, you're the next person up, put them in this position. Going forward, I am now to a point where I am hiring for a specific purpose, not just trying to get the best person on the team and then filling the spot with where I think they fit closest. This is your spot, and this is your skill set. And if I can't find that integrator, I think I have, but going forward to grow and expand, someone that has that higher level skill, and again, you're going to pay for that. But the alternative is that your office will fall apart. Your office will fall apart and you'll have this dysfunction that I have right now. And what you need to do, and what I've done these past 3 weeks, is literally talk to every single person and figured out what they believe our core values are, what they think we're doing well. And to a T, every single one of them was like, we're like 80 to 85% when it comes to patience. Patients are not the issue. It's how we treat each other. And that, again, is all falls on me because I'm the owner, I'm the leader, it's my practice. What I will tell you is I purposely tried to step back so I didn't micromanage. What I did not do is put the right people in the right spots and give them the tools and education and training necessary to do what I need them to do. Okay? So if your office feels like it's not reaching the next level, or it's hitting a point and stalling, or if you're having high turnover, or your patients aren't happy, right? Look yourself in the mirror and say, have I set expectations? And then are we following through? Are we living up to them? And I'll tell you, it's more than just saying, like, for example, you have to live and call out examples of when you see the core values happening, right? I've been doing that. My managers that I had in place at the time would literally read the core values to them and say, this is what we need to do. That has zero bearing on what they're going to do. Yeah, they hear them, they do them, but if they don't know, like I did this in the moment, or this is what you value, this is what you praise, nothing, nada, zero zilch. So, like I said, I think if you looked at my last week, if you looked at my last 2 weeks, since I've brought this situation to my attention and I've taken ownership of it, I think we're if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to be fine. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be smooth and easy, right? I am 100% preparing for turbulence. We're going to lose people along the way, but I am fine with that if that means we get the culture that I know will make an amazing office. That culture that will set us apart. And that's the place I want to work and spend my time away from my family. Right? If I'm going to spend time away from my wife and kids, I want to be in a place that I'm proud of, that cares about each other, that operates at that level that I hold, that level that I value, right? So take a step back. It doesn't have to be leadership. You don't have to have a culture problem. Right? It might be an optical problem, might be a patient problem. You find out what your problems are. But I will tell you this, don't assume you know what's going on. Talk to your people. Get their feedback. Ask open-ended questions. Get them to express what they need more of, what they value, how they think they're being appreciated, how they think they're being evaluated, what their expectations are. And you don't have to do this every day. I'm taking it to the next level, the extreme. But if you aren't asking, you're missing a huge part of your office. You're not allowing yourself to grow. And if you're not doing it, you better have someone that's invested as much as like you should be as the owner. It's totally fine to delegate, but you need a winner. You need an A player. You need an all-star to do that for you, to carry your water. And a lot of the offices I know that are listening to this podcast, that are where I'm at, you do it all. It's all on you, right? You're missing things, right? Make sure you take ownership of what your culture is and make it the best it possibly can be. I know there's a bunch of like other things you can focus on: SEO, website, second pair sales, optical, contact lens year supplies, efficiency and workups. What is your culture? Culture will beat strategy every day of the week. Make sure you got a strong culture. And again, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm going in the right direction. Look at what I've done the past few weeks. If I keep doing that, I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you informed, and we will be an amazing office, a great place to work. I promise you that. I'll have more for you next week. where has the time gone? We are to the closing thought of the episode, and I have two thoughts that I'm connecting together right now. Number one is you don't learn how to swim by reading about water. All right? And Naval made it even more, like illustrate this point even more, is the great ones don't do it for money or fame or power, or to build an institution or to help others or to save the world. Like a child tinkering, they create it for its own sake, free of burden of ambition, deaf to the demands of the world. Right? You want to be great, you want to do something. Don't lie to yourself and say, I'm reading about it, I listen to podcasts about it. That is an excuse of laziness. Yes, you heard me. You can read about it, you can do all these things, but if you are not putting it into action, if you're not creating and getting your hands dirty and going after it, you are lying to yourself. You're overly busy as a laziness, as a way to avoid getting your hands dirty and causing chaos, right? I am so dialed in right now. Like, nobody is coming to save me. I've accepted that, and I know to do what I need to do. I can keep the status quo and just keep turning through staff and having a culture that's not where I want to be, or I can say, screw this. We are going to fix the problem, and there's going to be casualties along the way. If you believe in what I want to do, you will be here and you will accept the change. You will accept the discomfort and you will grow. You will not grow without pain. You can read about water till you're blue in the face, but you will not be a great swimmer until you get into that water, freeze, falter, get discouraged, but you just keep tinkering, you keep going after it, and you will be better for it. That's what I have. Dr. Lily out.